Hello, you guys, and welcome to Mental Health Monday. Do you guys know that it is Mental Health Awareness Month? That's good, but honestly, we need to be aware of our mental health every single day because it's crazy. I'm gonna let you guys know. The last week or so, I have been going through it mentally. There's a lot of things that were going on in the media with regard to Black people and being gunned down. So it has been playing on my health. I have severe PTSD from my childhood about these sorts of things. I've lost friends to violence in high school, and it was an ongoing, recurring situation during my senior year. So I take these types of things very personally because not only are they Black men or women, I've lived through these traumatic events, and it's not easy. So I have been taking time off of social media because I needed that time to like heal. Because you look on social media every day, you see the same thing. When you speak out, you're silenced, you're censored, and you can't be outraged by someone losing their life. Like, that to me is the crime. The true crime of it all is that racism is almost applauded. My kids are growing up and seeing this stuff, and it's almost normalized, and people are becoming desensitized to seeing these images because it's happening so often, over and over again. You guys, I can't even see y'all, to be honest. Like, I'm squinting. Ugh. So it happens so often that we're desensitized to what's happening. Not me personally. I'm very, very sensitive, and I have problems processing these kinds of things. So for me, it becomes very difficult, and I always have to take time out. The same thing happened even with Nipsey Hussle and Sandra Bland. Like, it's just so many things that I have to take pause and reflect and just know that I don't even know that we're gonna be okay, to be honest with you. These things are very targeted, so how do I know that we're gonna be okay? It takes me to a place where I don't like to be. I've always worried about my son, always. And coming up, he was just free. Like, the kid was just, he was free. He didn't have any worries. And then as we got older and started having to explain things, and it became harder for him to be that free kid that he once was. And it seemed like it just took a portion of his childhood at some points because we had to explain reality, because the talks that we have in our homes with our kids are different than our counterparts have with their kids. They talk stocks and bonds and stuff like that, and we have to talk survival. And it's so different, the kind of talks, you know. They get to talk investments, although I do those talks too. We do talk investing, we do talk stocks and bonds, but a lot of our talks, you know, in our homes are just so different. I don't like having to feel as though I'm scared for my son to walk outside and just go enjoy a walk, because I don't know what's gonna happen. And I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I think I might have a long time ago, but people to the field next to us, they like to go off and shoot. And there was a time that my son was out there and I heard gunshots, and my heart just, it just dropped, because I know that if something did happen to my son, I more than likely would not get justice for whatever happened, you know. And I'll let you guys know, like, if anything happens to my kids, I'll get justice, just, we'll put it like that, my own way, but it still won't be bringing my kid back. And that's the thing that we all have to live with, is the unknown, raising your Black children, even being an adult, you know what I mean? Like, if my husband goes outside, he's out late usually because he does deliveries, and like, you know, if he wouldn't come back by a certain time, I'd be like panicking. If I didn't hear from him for a certain amount of time, I would be panicking because I don't know what's going on out there. And yeah, we've been here for almost 2 years, but I'm still very unfamiliar with the area, with the people. I haven't had an issue, like a run-in with police officers out here. I believe he has. Yeah, he has. I think twice in a row, actually. They were actually cool, you know what I mean? But you just never know. And then with the town being so poverty stricken, there's a lot of crime that goes on out here. So you don't know. Like, there's just so many things. And because I have a lot of anxiety and my what ifs are very, like, they plague my mind on a regular basis, I'm always thinking something's happening even when it's not. It's not a way to live. I just want to feel peace, and I just want to feel like everything is okay, but I don't ever get that feeling. I just, for instance, yesterday was Mother's Day, and I thought of Ahmad's parents. I thought of John Reed, was another person that was killed. It was streaming. I didn't watch either one of these videos. I cannot watch either one of these videos. I'm not the type of person that can watch someone perish. It sounds like a fly. I'm gonna assume it's a fly. I can't watch people perish. I'm still sensitive to that stuff. I have not been desensitized to a person losing their life, and I'm always going to be sensitive to that because these are people that could have still been breathing if they were not allowed to assassinate people without cause. Other people are, you know, okay, like they can trust the police and stuff like that, and for us it's deeply ingrained in our DNA not to, you know what I mean? You just you get scared and you literally don't feel that you can trust the police. And a line that always sticks out in my head is a part of a Tupac song, and he would say, kill a ninja, pull the trigger, kill a ninja, you a hero. And that is how it's looked upon. Like, you can go around and kill African Americans and you're seen as a hero doing your job. There was a GoFundMe set up for these men that assassinated, beat another man, and no questions asked, a GoFundMe started because they knew they were going to need it. This man has deep ties in his community because he once was on the police force. I can't remember his other job. I'm not here to give his resume, but he had to have his case passed on several different times because he's that tied to the community. And while people are like so excited about these arrests and charges and stuff like that, the conviction is the real deal. And will that happen? My guess is no. You know, courts, I don't believe, are even open. And you know, the fact that this video was able to circulate so much and had to like literally be called upon for them to be arrested just lets you know how low on the totem pole they see us. Animals, and I'm an animal rights girl. I love animals. I cry for animals. I cry at these commercials that they put on, even though I see the same one all the time, but I still cry because I fuck with animals. But if an animal has more rights than a human, there's a problem. If a system was created to keep a particular group of people down, there's a problem. Let's say we all fled the country. All the black people was like, we're leaving. They're gonna have to turn on someone else. And if that group of people were like, we're going, we're leaving, then they would have to turn on themselves. You know what I mean? And the only reason that this is allowed is because they created these systems. They created all this. so that they can systematically hold a group of people down, and while making themselves feel good about themselves. And it's just, it's damaging. Anyways, this was about mental health. I cannot look at social media because, number one, I was stressed out over coronavirus, okay? A line that comes to mind for coronavirus, another Tupac: got money for wars but can't feed the poor. These people are in Congress debating whether or not they're going to help people. Debating, but they were quick to bail out businesses that should have had funds available after the first week didn't have them, okay? But yet we're on the hook for having millions of dollars sitting around in our accounts, but not $1 billion business that needs bailing out after 1 week of being closed. And they were quick to be like, then the small business loans went to corporations. So I have a friend who's got a small business. I mean, luckily she's able to get her stuff, but like, you shouldn't have to fight or not know whether or not you're going to get coverage as a small business, okay? Like, those companies shouldn't have been able to even get access to those funds. And then they're talking about they're not going to help poorly managed states. What is poorly managed when the information that we're getting is all over the place? Wear a mask, don't wear a mask, stay inside, we're opening up. Like, how are you supposed to deal with all the things that are coming at you at once? Like, I just would like to know, to be honest with you, because I'm confused. Are you confused? Because I'm confused. The person that's the leader of the free world never wears a mask. I don't know. I'm just on, like, this is why I've been having such a hard time recording, because my mental space is just not clear. It's just not clear. And even though I have my aquamarine on for my throat chakra because I wasn't feeling well, listen, my communication is off right now because I don't really have nice things to say right now. And even when I try to focus myself on something positive, all the things that I've been watching, hearing, reading are plaguing the back of my mind. So taking a break is like essential to me, because I need it. I definitely need it, because my mind probably doesn't work like everyone else's. My mind is like, oh my gosh, what about the people that don't have homes? What about the people that are suffering? What about the sick people? Do they have life insurance? Like, I have so many things going on in my head that are not even my problems, and yet I feel this deep sadness and overwhelmness. Like, oh my gosh, somebody took their last breath without their family member next to them. Like, happen to see them on a FaceTime video, but yet we're opening up. The numbers here are increasing. Like, before we opened up, what were we at? I think we were in 800 or 900 COVID cases, and now that we've been open, now we're at 1,300 and something. So they've been increasing gradually every single day. I think we were at, like, what, 23 people had passed from COVID at the time, and now we're at 33. It's just, it's a lot. Just so much is going on right now. And then they're trying to pass these laws that say you can go into people's homes and test them, and I'm like, this is crazy. So first you want us under martial law, because we basically had curfews because everything was closing anyway, so you couldn't really, what can you do outside? And the parks were closed, and you know, what can you really do outside? So now they want to be able to come inside your home and force tests upon you. Like, you guys, and fight in Congress and about whether or not they're going to help the very people that keep America running. Make it make sense, please, because it doesn't to me. Because remember, in order for them to make money, little people like me have to make money, correct? Because we have to make the money for them, which is why they're like, oh, we need to go back to work. And everybody's like, yeah, go back to work. And listen, these people are going back to jobs where they were making less than what they were making on freaking unemployment, if they got their unemployment, because that was yet another issue, was not getting the funds. So you guys, it's crazy. It's crazy. So they're risking their lives essentially, but still having to pay taxes, okay, and medical and all this stuff. Just, no, they should not have any payroll taxes taken out. Like, the people that have been working through this whole pandemic shouldn't have any taxes taken out. They should not have to pay for any medical. They've been working their asses off this entire time and subjected to people that don't follow rules, social distancing, wearing a mask, being clean in general. Like, my mom is out there, my sister is out there, my dad is out there all the time, Kevin's out there. Like, we have people out there all the time. My cousin is a nurse, she's out there. Like, people are out there all the time. I'm blessed, I'm fortunate. I work from home, worked from home before this started, been working from home like for the past year. Both of my jobs are from home. I have so much on my mind that I can't even get this Mental Health Monday to cohesively go together, and that is why I needed to take a break. Honestly, I'm so sorry this is all over the place, but this is where my mind is at. Coronavirus and the murdering of my people, and that's where it's at right now. And then in the middle of all that, you know, what's going on in my home, you know what I mean? Like, it's just constant things happening all the time. There's so much that I have to focus on and think about, but I have been sick, and that's another thing that was going on yesterday and this morning. Like, I didn't really even have a voice. For the last 3 days, I have been feeling down and out. My dog keeps smelling my leg. I feel like something's wrong with me, and like, I don't know. But just protect your energy, protect what's going on with you, protect. Just, it's all about protection and healing. I'm trying to use this time to focus on my healing journey right now, because there's a lot of wounds that I have that need to be healed, and that's what I wanted to focus on during this time. But then the media like plays a role into things like that. It opens old wounds, like the killings, and I suffer from PTSD, so I revert back to that. You know, me in high school trying to process why someone would kill someone for some weed, or I don't even remember why they said they killed my other friend. Like, I honestly don't even remember. It's all senseless. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm just sitting here like processing all these things, and then a video emerges of a surveillance or something of Ahmad, apparently, allegedly, and he goes into a house that isn't yet built. And so now I feel like, oh, they're trying to tie the pieces together, like, and put it in a nice bow, like, oh, this is him in this house going inside in his in jogging, and he stops in here, and this is why they did what they did, and it's justifiable. That's just what I'm waiting for at this point, is them to justify the murdering of a young man who just looked inside of a home. He didn't do anything. You didn't see him doing anything in this clip. You just saw him going inside of the home, looking at it. And do I think he would have went in the home if it was built? No, I don't. He was just probably curious about what it looks like. Is it trespassing? It most certainly probably is. But is it worth killing somebody? No, it is not, because was he gonna steal some 2x4s? Like, I don't know. But will they find a way to justify the reasoning behind what they did? Yes. And will they get away with it? Probably. So we're going to have I don't know. There's so many hashtags for so many people that have lost their lives unnecessarily, and I don't understand. Like, the law is not there for us. It was systematically created to be against us the entire time, and it it hurts my heart because I don't know. I've just been thinking, like I had been saying before, I wanted to go to like Canada or something, but I think I'm gonna have to like change it to somewhere else. I just, I don't know. It's just, it's disheartening. And I know that people are going to disagree with me for being sad over someone being assassinated, murdered. They're they're just, they can't put themselves in another person's shoes at all. But it hurts. And you have to understand, we are 13% of the population, okay? 13%. And we are a targeted 13%. You're like born with a target on you. And what is your sin? Your skin. So your skin is your only sin, and you're born with this target on your back, and somehow everything becomes justifiable. Do you guys remember, I think his name was Sean Bell. I can't remember the year, but I remember he was getting married and he was gunned down. And I couldn't get out of bed for days. I looked up every article on him, every article on his wife or soon-to-be wife, and everything. I remember obsessing over this case and obsessing. It destroyed me. And then it just kept going. And then I'm like looking up things. Tamir was a young boy, a kid, a child. Not if you're black. As soon as you're born, you're an adult. Frustrating as fuck that you can just come out the womb and be classified as a man. They don't want to call you an adult until 18, yet if you commit a crime and you're black before 18, you're charged as an adult. And then there's people that get away with killing people in churches that get walked away with cheeseburgers, and it's just, you can see it play out, but some people have their eyes closed and they're walking through and they don't see anything, they're just humming. And then there's the rest of us who see reality for what it is, and it's just disheartening. And I'm ranting and I'm raving because I'm hurt, I'm sad that another mother has to bury her child. And do you guys remember John Q? And he was like, I'm not supposed to bury my son is supposed to bury me. We all feel that way. We all feel that way, but we don't all get the chance. Some of us are robbed of that, and it's not fair. It's really not fair. But we lost our police forces long ago, and we need to have a police and laws that protect us. You know, we need to have our own stuff again, because no one's out here looking out for us. This law was created against us, not for us. So, I don't know. I don't know how many times I've tried to film this Mental Health Monday, and it keeps coming right back to this place. So maybe I just need to get it off my chest. Yeah. So, I love you guys. I'm sorry it's so dark, but this is just what's going on in my mind and my reality. Things, this is what's happening, and this is why I had to take a break, you know, and this is why I wasn't really on YouTube, and this is why I was trying to stay off Instagram, and this is why I don't look at Facebook. Like, this is the very reason, because these things is not something like you scroll past it and it goes out of my mind. When I scroll past it, it stays in my mind, and then another image, and then another image, and so it doesn't stop for me. And being a mother with a black son, it just scares me even more, because if he's jogging on the street, now that's a crime. You know what I mean? Like, anything can be a crime when you're black. You know, you breathe too hard. Oh, it looked like he was doing something wrong. Looked like and actually doing something wrong are different. And then what are the things that they're doing wrong? Are they worth being killed over? Like, no, but that's not how the law sees it, because yeah. All right, you guys, I'm so sorry that this mental health Monday was ass. Obviously you can see that my mental health is not in the best place, and I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to heal myself, and maybe I should do something with like my heart chakra, because I'm a mess. It's just a lot of bundles of stress for me, and I'm just here trying to heal myself while living in the real world. And you just don't always get the time to really heal and dive deep into yourself, because real world issues are still plaguing your mind. My son hasn't been out in a few days, and while it bothers me because he needs to get exercise and do these things, there, his dad's back, I know where he is, and that makes me happy. And it's sad that I have to feel that way. It's sad that I have to be like, I know where he is and I'm good. Like, he should be able to go out and be free and do what he wants. But I mean, within coronavirus reasons or whatever, I don't know. Texas is giving you mixed messages. El Paso is saying one thing, Texas is saying another, then El Paso is doing another because they're following the governor. Like, it's very, very stressful. But yeah, the mall's open in phase 1 because that makes so much sense. Social distance in a mall, let's do it. Yeah, okay. Phase 2, Friday, let's go to the salon and tanning beds, because that makes sense. Like, nothing makes sense to me anymore. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. I'm literally over here like, okay, so the mall is opening the 25% capacity. Like, not all the stores are open, so people are probably, how do they know what 25% capacity is? Like, I mean, like, not what it is, but how are they counting that? Like, are they counting? From what I understand, they're not. I heard from a person that worked at the mall, she said there was a line outside the mall before it opened, and a lot of people weren't wearing masks, and they were supposed to be handing out masks. Like, this all this stuff all the time, you know? So that's how my mind's been going. It's a hot mess, I can acknowledge that, but behind the scenes these are the things that I talk about. Behind the scenes, these are the things that are going on. But I want to show you like a little bit of the things I'm doing behind the scenes as well, but it'll have to be another video. I love you guys so much, and I'm so sorry it was so ranty, but even with the 3 times I've tried to do it, it keeps coming back to the same subject, so I guess it's going out. I love you guys. Thank you for spending your minutes with me, and I appreciate you guys. And I know there's going to be people that don't agree with anything that I've said, but yeah.